What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. Remember, before we get to those pitches, hit that subscribe button. Be a part of Ninja Nation. And now, without further ado, here are my filthiest pitches of the day. I'm going to start with Brandon Bird Dog Williamson, who had 2 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had this wicked fastball that looked like it cut, as well as this cutter. He faced Bobby Miller, who had 6 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had these absolute hammer curveballs. These were definitely his best pitch this game because he got 9 whiffs on his curveball and no more than 1 whiff on any of his other pitches, and he throws up to 101 miles an hour. Garrett Cole had 5 Ks in 7 innings, giving up no runs, and had these fastballs, including this painted fastball, as well as his cutter and dirty knuckle curve. Cole is a plus 100 favorite at FanDuel Sportsbook to win the AL Cy Young, and it's hard to argue with that. Cole dueled against rookie Grayson Rodriguez, who was really good with 4 strikeouts and 6 1/3 scoreless innings, blowing hitters away with these fastballs up to 100 miles an hour. As I've said all season, Grayson Rodriguez is going to be really good, and this is another sign of it. Logan Gilbert had 5 Ks in 6 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had these fastballs and splitters, but I really love his follow-through on these. It always looks like he's just dismissing hitters back to the dugout. Gilbert also had this nasty slider. And here's an overlay of Gilbert's fastball and splitter, and you can see why adding that splitter this season was a good move for Gilbert. Kevin Gosman went 6 innings with 9 Ks, nice, and only gave up 1 run, and of course dominated with his fastballs and splitters. And of course, the only run he gave up was a home run by Shohei Ohtani, but I'll get to that more in my moment of zen. Gosman battled against Lucas Giolito, who made his Angels debut and had 5 Ks in 5 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had this slider and wicked changeups. Max Scherzer had 7 Ks in 7 innings, giving up 1 run, and had this filthy curveball and cutter. Of course, that cutter wasn't enough to impress this dude on Twitter, who said it was 8 inches off the plate out of hand. Well, Mr. H. Sizzle Facepalm, this is why you would swing at a cutter that looks like it started off the plate. This is an overlay of the fastball that Dickerson K'd on in his first at-bat, and you can see how that cutter looks just like that fastball and then dives away to your feet. This game seems a whole lot easier from your couch. And somewhere Mr. H. Sizzle is doing a facepalm. Scherzer outdueled Mackenzie Gore, who had 2 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had this dirty slider. Hayden Wesneski had 4 Ks in 2 innings, giving up 1 run, and had these frisbee sweepers, as well as his fastball. He went up against Jordan Montgomery, who had 3 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had these dirty curveballs. Christian Javier had 9 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had these fastballs and knuckle curve. And he faced Shane McClanahan, who had 6 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had this sick curveball, as well as these changeups, and got a sword. Touki Toussaint had 4 Ks in 5 scoreless innings, and had these hammers. Touki has always had a really pretty curveball. Braxton Garrett had 6 Ks in 6 innings, giving up no earned runs, and got his Ks on these fastballs and sliders. J.P. Sears had 5 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 1 run, and had this painted fastball as well as these sweepers. Joe Musgrove had 5 Ks in 6 scoreless innings, and had these wicked curveballs and sliders. And to show how wicked Musgrove's curveball is, here's his curveball and an elevated fastball. Look at that pitch tunnel and watch how that curveball tracks that elevated fastball and then just dives. A filthy combination. And he faced Dane Dunning, who had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had these wicked sliders. Cutter Crawford was really good yesterday with 7 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 1 run. Crawford had this elevated fastball, this slider, and curveball, and of course, cutters. He faced off against Logan Webb, who had 4 Ks in 7 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had these changeups. Sonny Gray had 5 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had these dirty sweepers. And he battled yesterday's co-filthiest starting pitcher of the day, Brady Singer. Singer had 10 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs. And he had this beautiful two-seamer, but the big story of this game was his slider. He got 16 whiffs on 28 swings on his slider this game for a 57% whiff rate. It looks like Brady Singer's slider's back with a vengeance. He was even getting hitters to almost fall down on his slider. Filthy stuff from Brady Singer. My other co-filthiest starter of the day was Zack Wheeler, who had 11 Ks in 6 2/3 innings, giving up only 1 run. He got a sword on this fastball and really dominated with his fastball, but also had these curveballs and this sweeper that got the bend the knee. And he would have pitched longer in this game if it wasn't for the rain delay. Wheeler faced Mitch Keller, who had 8 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had these fastballs and these vicious sweepers. Now on to my filthiest relievers. Brian Abreu had these sliders. Kenley Jansen had these filthy cutters. AJ Puck had these 6 sweepers. Jose Hernandez had this changeup and slider. Raisel Iglesias had this slider. Michael King had this sweeper, changeup, and sinker. That's some sick movement. Adbert Alzolay had this slider and sinker combo, where he throws this slider just off the plate and follows it up with a sinker in that same tunnel that ends up being taken for a backwards K. Alzolay's getting really smart at pitch tunneling. Jeff Hoffman had this 1-pitch K on this slider because he came in after the rain delay when Wheeler already had 2 strikes on a batter. What a vulture. Drew Smiley pitched in relief and had this cutter and knuckle curves. Jose Soriano had these filthy fastballs at 197 miles an hour. His sinker looks really good. Felix Bautista had this diesel, topping out at 102 miles an hour. And here's an overlay of Bautista's 102 mile an hour fastball and splitter. And good luck guessing. My filthiest reliever of the day was Gregory Santos. Look at the movement of these sinkers at 199 miles an hour. And then these sliders that are absolutely vicious. Just devastating stuff from Santos. And now that he's won a filthiest reliever of the day, maybe I'll stop thinking of George Santos every time I see his name.
Let's go, Mets!
And now my pitching ninja moment of zen. I mentioned earlier that Shohei Ohtani hit a bomb off Kevin Gosman. He now has 39 home runs. No one else has more than 33. And he also leads the league in triples and is 4th in MLB in strikeouts. But he's also known to be a really humble guy. So I envisioned him going full Zach Greinke when he got back to the dugout and roasting his teammates after hitting a home run. Hey, Luis, check this out. You should try that. Or maybe going, LOL, you can't hit it as far as me. Look at where that went. And then Shohei just roars to himself, like a lion is king of the jungle, I am king of the diamond. I did have to pair Shohei up with a lion, and you can see he even does lion roar mechanics better than a lion. Anyway, at least I enjoyed that. What is up, everybody? My picks of the day today are 3-leg parlay. I'm going to start out with Bailey Ober for 6 Ks or more, then take Reed Detmers for 6 Ks or more, and top it off with Aaron Nola for 7 Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?